I'm ready to go. Let's do it.
All right, you ready to go?
I've got my shield. I've got my sword.
You got your sword.
I've got my goggles. Let's go.
Have you heard the X spiel yet?
The one where you want me to put stuff if I need to stop. Yeah, I got.
Okay, good. Then we are ready. Okay.
I'm good.
Hell yeah. And I'm pretty sure you've played D&D before.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, cool.
Just a little bit.
Hell yeah. Oh god, all hail not a bee. I think I've accidentally started a cult.
All hail not a bee.
All hail not a bee. Okay, so. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're at the gym. Early in the morning, before the students arrive, getting in an hour of training, when two tough-looking goons swagger into the room. This is your martial arts school, by the way. You have a martial arts school called the Critical Strike Combat School. And these two goons swagger in. One locks the door behind them, as the other sneers at you. They have swords, and you can tell instantly that they aren't blunted for training. Time for a little candy-coated nap, one goon says, with a gap-toothed grin.
Well, I am fond of naps, but you know, I'm here to train. What can I do for you, fine young gentlemen?
Look, we ain't here to talk. We think you might be a problem later on for our employer. So we figure, you know, cut the snake off at the head. You got me?
Well, who's your employer? I don't think I understand. No, really, I don't understand. What's happening here?
You don't need to understand. And you know what? When you're 6 feet under, it's not gonna matter. So draw your sword.
I've not stopped doing reps this whole time, by
the way. Roll an intimidation.
Intimidation, that is not my strong suit. Okay. Let's see here.
I'll give you advantage because essentially these two dudes came in looking for practically a fight, and you have not batted an eye at it, continued to do reps, and that's kind of freaking them out.
That's a 16 on my intimidation.
Okay. They kind of halt for a moment. Just you're not gonna pick up your sword? You're not bothered by this?
I'll set my weights down and just sit up and wipe some sweat and flick it over to the side. Say, well, I do love a fight, but you know, I was hoping to see if we could settle this in a more gentlemanly way.
Kind of more gentlemanly. You talking diplomacy?
I mean, we got to do what we got to do, right, guys?
I suppose. Wait, where are you going with this?
I will throw one of my weights at the closest one to me.
All right, roll an attack. All right, let's see, guys.
Let's see here.
I'll give you like whatever your like, not the damage on whatever your main weapon is, but I'll give you the.
I have a hand axe that it's a throwing weapon.
Oh yeah, no, this is no problem for you then. So just roll that, roll damage of that because you're throwing.
Is the modifier that's on here? So that'd be a 22, I think, to hit.
Yeah, you hit. You hella hit.
Cool.
Okay, what's the? Let me see what the.
So that'd be 8 damage.
Okay. That guy looks like that's already basically taking it out of him. And his buddy's just kind of like, you know what, Mr. Greystone ain't paying me enough to die. And he's like, I'll be seeing my way out. And the one who hasn't been hit just kind of, He backs up. He unlocks the door. He opens the door. He sort of reverses out. He closes the door.
And that's fine. I'll let him. I'll get up and walk over to the one that I beamed with the.
Yeah, he's sort of fallen over. He's like trying to get his bearings back.
I'll put my give him one of the. I'll put my little foot hand down and give him a leg up.
Okay. He takes it. He's like, God, you're strong, man. You're strong.
Well, that's what people know me around here for. Look, what's this all about? Who's Mr. Greystone?
Mr. Greystone, he's this guy. Okay, he look, we were hired to kill you. I don't exactly know the deets. He hired us, he paid us like good money, straight up, like no questions, like enough money to not ask questions. You got me? I don't know what you did to this guy. I don't know who you angered, whatever, but I mean, I guess I see why he thinks you might be a hindrance to his plan if you get involved. God.
Well,
he kind of sits back down. He kind of sits back down. He's out of it.
Well, I didn't have any plans today, but to work out, maybe teach a couple of hand-to-hand classes. But it sounds like I'm getting involved, baby.
I suppose so. Man, this is one of those. What is it? It's like. It's that thing that happens in literature, where like you cause your own problem because you become involved.
Sure.
It wasn't a problem. Yeah. You got me.
I don't read a lot of books.
I don't either. I saw the stage play.
Cool. And I'll just I'll give him a like a little leaflet and say, hey, look, if you ever want to learn how to really fight, feel free to come back, sign up for some classes.
You know what, man? I think I will. I think if you can take me out with just that dumbbell there, I think I do need classes.
Maybe you do.
Maybe I do.
You guys were not well prepared.
Not well prepared.
This was not a well thought out ambush.
No.
But good on you for trying to make some extra money.
I need it for my little brother. He loves those stage plays, and he's always making him go with him, and he reads the books and stuff. I'm not big on the books, but he's super big on the books. Well, what a
good, nice of you to go to the stage plays with the little brother.
Yeah, he loves them, All right, I'm gonna get out of here. You're probably gonna see me and the little bro again for.
Hey, where do I need to go to meet this Mr. Greystone? I'd like to maybe have a word or two with him.
I don't know. He came to me. He just kind of showed up. It's kind of was like, hey, you looking to hire? Or not you looking to hire. He's like, I'm looking to hire. I'm sorry. You did a number on me with that dumbbell there, and I just.
Yeah, maybe you should see a doctor. I think you might be concussed.
I think I might be that too.
All right. Well, see you later.
The door bursts open. There is a guy. He's very dapper. He's very much not wearing horn-rimmed glasses. Like they're still very nice, but they're like, I guess we'll go with gold wire. He's like, I came here as soon as I heard. Are you okay?
Do I know who this guy is?
You do not know this man.
Are you talking to me? Nothing really happened to me. I'm doing great.
Oh, good. I heard.
I could use some protein. I could use some pre-workout maybe. But I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing quite. I'm glad to see that you're okay. My network got basically. I was on my way to you, and then my network got back to me that there was going to be an assassination attempt on you. And I got here as soon as I could. I was coming to you with who's this? He kind of looks at the guy who's just kind of shambling his way out. Just
I'll just slap the guy on the back if he's close enough, but a
Mhm.
little harder than I mean to. I'll just say, you know, this guy and his buddy tried to take me out, but it's not a big deal. I mean, we'll let bygones be bygones. I'm just fine. Nothing, no harm, no foul. You know.
He kind of skedaddles and just sort of skedaddles out the door. Just I meant no harm by it. Bye.
He likes to see the plays with his little brother. I don't know what that's all about, but
I see. Well then.
Anyways, who are you? How can I help you today, my good gentleman?
I'm glad to
Are
see
you here for
can...
some combat classes?
I am not here for combat classes, and I am gladdened to see that you can take care of yourself. I am Mr. Honeycutt. I am a member of a secret society known as the Lorekeepers Society. We do our utmost to defend harmony as best as we can. I suppose you haven't noticed the color outages happening lately, have you?
I have noticed that. It's been a little dull out lately.
It has been a little dull out lately, and it's been disheartening all of the people of Harmony, and we're trying to do something about it. And we potentially have a plan. You see, I was hoping that someone as capable as yourself could help me find the peach gem. Essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to gather these magical gems and use them to rejuvenate the colors of Harmony once again.
Well, that's an interesting proposition. How would I go about finding this peach gem?
Well, my intel leads me to believe that it's hidden in this ruined mausoleum. But the mausoleum, unfortunately, is notorious for monster activity, so I need someone strong and capable. Yes, monsters.
I get really excited when he says monsters. I am 100% down. Let's go.
Oh, excellent. I'm very glad to have you on board, and I'm glad to have another like-minded individual hoping to protect Harmony.
Yes, protect Harmony. Where are the monsters? What kind of monsters? Are they high-level monsters? I'd like to fight the monsters now.
I'm not quite sure what kind of monsters exactly.
Well, don't worry about it. I've got it. And I grab my shield and my sword, and I am ready to walk out.
Oh, he said, I have something for you, though, just in case you need it. Just as a precaution. I hopefully you will not need to use this, but and he hands you it looks like a little like red pearl necklace basically, but it's only got one bead on it.
I don't typically wear jewelry, but
he says this is magic and it will help you. Just toss it at whatever is ailing you. And little dog baby, do you gotta go pee? You gotta go pee, sweetie? Is that what you need? I think she needs to go. Let me go let her out really quick. I'll be back.
All right. Bye, little dog baby.
Little dog baby. Little dog baby, you gotta go pee. Let's go pee.
Little dog baby gotta go pee. Well, it's back to just us again, audience. Just you and me and you, hanging out. How's everyone doing? How are you guys holding up out there? 8 hours into this stream. Going pretty strong. Pee time. Just a little pee hoo hoo for the dog baby, you know? You, me, and not a bee. That's right. I have only known not a bee for under 8 hours. If anyone hurt not a bee, I would kill everyone in this room. You and me now draw your sword. It's out already, Marith. Let's go. Sword drawn, ready to fight. Reluctantly crouched at the starting line. Engines pumping in time. Oh man. Gonna just. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, I gotta. Yeah, let's go. Man, this has been pretty cool though. Pretty good so far. Pretty exciting stuff happening in the world of the nerds. Earlier today, I couldn't stop singing the theme from Gummy Bears because although I know that they are not gummy bears and they're not bouncing here and there and everywhere, that was that's just what I kept thinking every time I looked at the nerds. Maybe they do bounce. Who knows? I feel like if you dropped a bunch of nerds, they'd bounce around just a little. It's a little bit of bouncing. Yeah. Yep. Yeehaw. Beehaw. Beehaw. Not a bee, though. Not a bee. Well, maybe you take this time to grab yourself a drink of water. Make sure you're hydrated. Hydration is neat. It's very cool. It's a very cool thing to do. Bees. Oh, moose. Why? Yeah. Not a bees. Not a bee. Is his bees? What's everyone been playing lately? What cool games other than Pal World? I'm a big fan of Pal World, by the way. So far, it's neat. I like it. What you guys doing out there, out in video game land? Anything fun? Anything cool? Little Conan? Little Fortnite? Little #1 victory royale? Perhaps a little Conan Exiles. You guys aren't already members of the Antler Society.
Okay.
Make sure you hop in there. You too could play Conan and go on the Nerds Quest. Hello. Welcome back.
You advertised in the Discord server? Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was just vamping.
Hell yeah. Maybe I'll throw a link in there really quick. Invite people. Copy link. Here we go. Whop. Yeah, join us. It's also probably the best way to figure out when I stream because there are alerts. Okay. I believe
Neph stream's always a good time.
Oh, thank you. I think you were about to be off to go fight a horde full of monsters or something.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. I forget. Did y'all finish? Oh, right.
I got a red necklace. Yeah. He said that I could throw it if I got in trouble.
If you got in trouble, he said
he
throw
didn't really
it
explain.
At the thing. He said throw it at the thing and then get as far away as you can.
I paid just a little bit of attention to that, and I am on my way out the door.
All right, you were on your way out the door.
Mr. Honeysuckle, whose name I don't really remember. I'm going. Teach Jim, fight the monsters. I'm on my way. Let's do this.
I love that nobody can remember that poor man's name.
Grab my chainmail helmet, throw it on, and I'm ready to go.
All right, you are out marching. You know where this mausoleum is. It's kind of like well known-ish as a place you like do not go. Okay, Moose remembered, but I think Moose is like, I think it's just Moose and Fell. And I think that's it. 4 out of 6.
Yeah, I just don't. I heard monster fight and I am on my way. I will defend the peace. I will protect the people. I will fight the monsters.
Okay, while you're walking on your way to defend the peace, to protect the peoples, you basically have to go like through the forest to get there. And when you arrive, you see a crumbling building being reclaimed by the forest. Stone walls poke through the vegetation, and the courtyard's flagstones are covered with leaves and broken by tree roots. Oddly, the birds don't sing here, which makes the area unnaturally quiet. And you thought it was like really unnaturally quiet. Like really unnaturally quiet. But then there was still the rustle of grass. There was still like the sound of some of the stone crumbling off of the mausoleum. And that sound goes away, replaced by the sound of static. TV static. Which is strange, because you don't really have the concept of TV, but you know what that is, somehow. Like some kind of strange...
I am trying to look around at how I can fight the static. I'd like to... My sword is drawn. I'm ready to fight it.
Okay, as you look around, there is a figure. And you've also noticed that like everything around has just sort of stopped. Like stuff should be rustling, it stopped. It's not rustling. It's very unnatural. And so is the hooded figure, the hooded cloak figure, just sort of hovering in the air. They're like a silhouette. And a little bit of that static seems to be emanating off of them. Hello. It's nice to meet you.
Hello. It's nice to meet you as well. Who are you?
Oh, very polite, this one. I'm Nathan. Nice to meet you. I'd like to make you an offer.
Well, Nathan, I'm on my way to fight some monsters right now, and you seem to have ensorcelled me in some way. I'd like to go fight the monsters now, please.
Oh, and you will, I promise. And this is quite related to that. I heard you're after a peach-colored gem. And I'm very interested also in that peach-colored gem. And I have a proposition for you. Pingu, give me the peach-colored gem. And I'll give you this. And he holds out what looks like a... and he says, I just need a promise. I just need a promise and you can have it up front. He holds out what looks like a really beautiful gilded pen. Like an ink pen kind of deal. And the, you know how pens have the little holder on it?
Sure.
Yeah, the little holder's like a little sword on it.
That is a interesting writing utensil. Why would I want that, though?
It's so much more than a writing utensil. Have you never heard the expression, the pen is mightier?
Yes, I've heard that. Through practical experience, I've always found the sword beats the pen in a game of pen, sword,
pen and sword,
rock, paper, scissors.
It could theoretically help you with your fights. But it could also make them so much more interesting. Wouldn't you love to fight monster types you've never fought before?
Oh.
Unique.
Oh, that is
to you? What kind of strange combination? All I want is for you to promise to give me the peach gem when you get it. And I know you're trying to do the right thing and restore color to this world. And I'll give you a gem back. It will look exactly like the peach gem. It will fulfill the purpose of the peach gem. And color will return to the world and all of that. And, yeah. It's a win-win, honestly. You get this lovely pen, and you still get to save the world. And I get what I want.
That is an interesting concept. Do you know of someone named Greystone?
Greystone. Sounds very antagonistic.
It sure does.
He's got big boss energy. Maybe he's the final boss of this whole encounter.
Oh, I do like to fight a good final boss.
That would be my best guess, honestly.
Well, look, that pen sounds neat. I'd love to fight a lot of cool monsters. That's kind of my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like to help and protect the people and that sort of thing as well. Of course.
Right.
What is it about this peach gem that you want?
I want it.
What's in it for you?
It's sentimental reasons, purely. It reminds me of an old friend.
Interesting. Was your friend also a gem?
He seems to sort of close up at that, which is kind of weird because he's been very talkative.
Well, if you're saying that I can help Mr. Honeyface with his the color issue and fight monsters and fight even cooler monsters and also remind you of your peach gem friend, I don't see a problem with this. Can you give me your word though, sir, that this really will help bring color back?
It really will. You have my word that this gem that I will give you once you give me the other gem will serve the function that it's meant to for this adventure. It will bring color back to your world.
I insight check that. I want to see if I can tell if this guy's on the level.
Yeah. Go ahead and insight check. Go for it. And honestly, like, you've been very amicable with him. Have advantage on that insight check.
Still not good. Let's see, wisdom. So that's an 11 for me.
Okay, it's an 11. The vibe you're getting, like, it's Pingu. The vibe that you're getting is that he hasn't lied to you. He's not lying to you. He's probably not saying everything, but like he seems to be honest that the thing he wants to give you in exchange will do what you want it to do for the adventure type stuff, basically. Like it won't, it's not a super backstabby move. You also get a weird vibe, though, that he, like, seems outside of this world and to a certain extent doesn't really care about this world.
All right. But I do think that I'm still helping in that I can bring back color.
Absolutely.
And also get my cool pen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the vibe you get is that, yes, like, he will give you something that will be able to sort of finish your world-saving quest. And you'll get the pen.
Well, in that case, count me in. I'm ready, Nathan. Let's do this.
He looks... And it's weird, because, like, he's a silhouette, so you can't really get, like, a facial expression, but he seems surprised. Excellent. Excellent. Here is your pen, and I look forward to that gem.
You seem a little thrown off.
Pingu, I honestly thought you would be one of the hardest sells.
Well, if you are on the level, if you're being honest, then it sounds like everybody wins, and I'm all for everybody winning.
See, I thought
except
it
the
would
monsters
really
I fight.
be a win-win scenario, but everyone else was so antagonistic, and so I just don't understand. Well,
oh look, Nathan, I don't know who you are, and I don't need to know who you are. as long as I can help you and I can help the people of Harmony and I can bring back color to the world, who am I to not stop and fight a bunch of monsters?
Excellent. So this is for you. And you know what? Since you've done me such a good turn, I'll even tell you exactly how it works. So,
Perfect.
you can point this pen at a monster, and if you know a trait about the monster, if there's something you notice about the monster, you can essentially choose that trait and then re-roll it. And a new random trait will be given to the monster to replace that previous trait.
Interesting. How would I use this? So a trait, like, give me an example.
Okay.
I'm not a creative thinker,
okay,
Nathan.
Say, for
It's not my
example,
strong suit.
that for whatever reason, and I don't know why this would be the case, you're fighting a vampire, and you're like, oh, a vampire? That's much too easy. I'd like a really hard challenge. I'd like a vampire that isn't weak to sunlight. And you would choose its trait being weak to sunlight, and you'd re-roll that for something else.
Interesting. Yes, I like this.
I'm excited to see what you do with it.
That sounds mighty ominous, but I'm ready to fight some monsters. So if you don't mind, put me back. Let's go.
All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your session. And he snaps. And then he sort of pops. And everything seems as it should.
That's weird that he called it a session. I'm not at the gym anymore.
You are not at the gym anymore, and that's very strange.
I'm ready to fight some monsters. And I stroll along my merry way toward the mausoleum.
All right, so you are outside the mausoleum. There's like a bunch of thick vines that have sort of grown over. And under, you find an iron barred gate with an old rusted padlock.
I'm gonna break that gate down.
You'll break that gate? How are you breaking that gate?
I'm gonna kick it down.
You're gonna kick it down?
I'm gonna use my extra muscly nerd leg and bust that thing down.
Your hand foot? All right, give me a strength check.
That is is it an athletics check?
Yeah, I'll let it be an athletics.
That's a 21.
You break the hell out of the gate. Like, the gate, like, I think you were aiming for the padlock, basically, and you just take down the whole gate. Like, the whole gate door. Like, you just pop that bad boy off its whole hinges, and it just falls to the ground.
I throw my head back and laugh. Silly gate. You never stood a chance.
Oh. All right.
I'm just whistling my favorite Weezer song as I stroll merrily along the way.
You know, if I had a nickel for every time Weezer's come up in this by a player, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't much, but it's kind of weird it's happened twice.
Yeah, my favorite Green Bard is really into Weezer. I don't know what that's all about, but
yeah, I mean, it's gotten very popular after this one like crazy performance.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, now that you've busted down the gate, you see a stone staircase descending down into darkness. Thin root tendrils hang from the ceiling, and the moss-covered walls glisten and drip.
I'm headed towards that staircase.
You're headed down that staircase.
You gotta go. Gotta find the monsters. Gotta get the gem.
Roll me a dex saving throw as you go down the stairs.
That is an 18.
That is an 18. That's fantastic. So you managed to sort of roll forward down the stairs as something drops kind because this is like a corridor that's dripping, right? And something like drops from above. And behind you, you see this like oozy gray substance.
Interesting. Is it? Can I? It's so the gray substance is what's fallen from above.
Yeah. And it looks hostile. Like it looks like a giant, or I guess medium-sized puddle that's kind of moving around.
I'll say, "Oh, hello, foul puddle." I'll draw my sword and do a little flip in my hand and say,
Okay. The puddle comes at you. Look at the puddle looks at you. Roll initiative.
"Roll initiative." All right.
Roll initiative.
Do.
Let's see, is that the
That's an 8? That's a
Okay.
yeah. That's an 8.
Let's see what the puddle gets. Do you have any like modifiers, or is it just?
No, my initiative's +0.
All right, the puddle comes at you, and it's got like. Oh, okay. It's got like a little pseudopod that like comes out of its little puddle self, sort of whiffs at you.
Sure.
And it tries to smack you across the face, and unless you have, which I doubt you have more AC than like a 21,
Nope.
I think that hits. So you take about 4 points of damage.
All right.
Oh no. And 3 more of like an acid.
Ooh,
This little guy's nasty.
it's a nasty little puddle.
He's a nasty little puddle.
All right. Well, I will swing my sword back at the puddle and
Get him. What you got?
come slashing. That is an 18 to hit.
All right, you got this guy. You like slash into him. How
And
much?
I do 8 points of damage.
Okay, it does not seem to like the damage. If you want, you can roll an intimidate check. If you want to like, because it seems pretty intimidated by that huge hit, like right off the bat. Or you can just keep slashing at it. Either's fine.
I'll try to intimidate it. So that's that's a 12 for intimidation.
It's a 12. Okay. Okay. It's not that intimidated then. It kind of like, you know what? I can take this guy.
I throw my head back and laugh. Come at puddle.
Now, as your sword though hits it, it seems like, and you sort of pull your sword back like really quick, but it seems like whatever it's made of is like trying to corrode at your. Wait, what are you using?
I have a long sword.
Okay, it is a sword. Yeah, whatever is like, whatever it's made out of seems like it's trying to like corrode your weapon and eat at your weapon. Okay. It guns for you again. Does a 14 hit?
It does not.
Okay, so it swings and it like almost like fencer strikes a pseudopod at you, but you manage to sort of dodge out the way.
Oh, puddle, you put up a great fight, but not good enough, I'm afraid. And I'll come back at it with my sword.
Okay. Nice.
That is
very much hits.
That's a 22 to hit.
How much is damage?
D8 plus 3, 6 damage.
Let's see, so say you've done 8 and 6, right?
Yep, that's 14 total.
14 total. Okay. Okay. It is unhappy about that. It strikes at you
I'm now
again.
puddle.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
That's a good hit.
That is a good hit. It's given about as much as it's getting. Okay. Wow.
Oh.
Are you okay?
I am not okay.
Do you drop?
I'm down. That's I mean that's a mighty big, that's acid damage too.
Okay. Yeah, it's acid damage too.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. So you like fall and like you're sort of seeing your life flash before your eyes and everything stops. And there's someone's like hovering over you. And you feel the most in, like, that all hurt. That all hurt, like, you know, pretty bad. But it was kind of a pain that you were prepared for. Okay? This is not a pain that you're prepared for. You are not prepared when a silhouetted hand reaches into your chest mid-fall and pries something out of your chest. And you just feel like you feel wrong in this moment. But you sort of like there's a, it just all feels wrong and like super like not right. And like it feels like you are trying to digest information that you're not meant to digest. But you kind of catch sight of that hooded figure from earlier. And he's holding a sheet of paper. And he starts swiping out parts of it with his finger. And then seems to write something on it. And then you feel that intense pain again as he takes that piece of paper and shoves it back into your chest. And then everything seems to catch up again. And you hit the ground. And you saw your life flash before your eyes, but like, you're okay? And it's a really perplexing moment.
I'm very confused.
You're very confused. You actually have no wounds.
Look at my chest and pick my sword up off the ground and...
Like a moment ago, like you felt like you were dying and now you feel fine.
This is very weird. Is the slime still around?
The slime, like, seems like it's raring up for another attack. And it takes this moment to try to hit you. And its tendril does hit you. And the tendril just... Do you remember the static?
Oh, yeah.
The tendril statics up the moment it touches you. And the slime, like, you didn't know these things could scream. It screams and it backs away and you see it sort of like crumple up on itself until it kind of almost like disintegrates into this little puddle of static before it just vanishes.
I just look around in shock and look down at my chest and try touching myself where I was stabbed.
Yeah.
To see if I can get any kind of a glimpse or any idea of what is happening to me.
You like I said, you seem to be okay, but as you're sort of feeling around, figuring things out, the world under your feet is staticking up. It's like the current reality is almost like rejecting you. But as you lay there and you get your bearings straight, it seems to slowly subside. As if whatever this world is kind of has sort of talked itself out of whatever weirdness has happened. It's like when you're lying awake at night and you hear a weird noise and you tell yourself that it's just, it's just a branch scraping against a window so that you don't lie awake and freak out about it. That's essentially what's happening, but it's reality doing it.
I throw my head back and laugh like I've done a million times before, but even I can tell that it's not sincere, and I'm very nervous about whatever it is that's happened to me that I don't understand at all. And I get back on my feet, and I've always been one to stay on task, so off I go to look for this gem.
Oh, okay. So you're going, and at this point, as you're like going through, the static seems to like have totally dissipated. Like it's gone. Like you're fine. The world around you is fine. Everything's okay. The puddle does not reemerge. But you're okay. You're okay. Everything's okay.
Well, that's odd that happened, but I guess we'll carry on. I walk forward into the mausoleum deeper and deeper.
Okay. Okay, so as you go, the walls are covered with trails of slime, some of which drip on the floor and form slick pools. As you go down into the mausoleum proper, there are 4 alcoves, each with rotted wood door. Yeah, each one of them with a rotted wooden door lines the corridor. So there are 4 of these alcoves. They seem like they're like little tombs set in. Yeah.
I will check these tombs and see if there's anything that I can find. I'm looking, obviously, I don't want to disturb a tomb unnecessarily, but I'm looking for the peach gem.
Okay. So there's basically, as you go down, there's one to your left, one to your right, and then one on the left and the right of sort of the back corner of the room. Which one do you want to search first?
I'll search the one to the left.
To the left. Okay. So the one to the left. Do you just bust that boy open, or do you like how do you approach this door? What do you do?
I will try to open it respectfully at first.
Okay, if you're opening it respectfully, you kind of hear like a sound as you approach it.
Okay.
It sounds like sort of a clickety clackety kind of thing. It's kind of an odd. It sounds like bones clicking together.
Oh, I'm ready to fight whatever skeleton is in there.
Okay.
I still feel a little weird. I don't know what just happened to me. I haven't lost a fight in as long as I can remember, but I'm ready to fight this monster. That's for sure.
Okay.
So I will guessing that this mausoleum's already been disturbed, this tomb's already been disturbed, and I don't need to be respectful anymore. I'm gonna bust that door down.
Yeah, bust that door down.
Whatever's behind it.
Wait, in which way? Like, are you kicking it in, like off the hinges? Or what are we talking about here?
Oh, we're kicking it in, baby.
Okay, give me a strength check. I'll give you advantage because this ain't your first strength check rodeo, and you seem fairly good at kicking doors down at this point. That seems like a go-to.
It's a thing that I'm pretty good at.
You're like
that's
proficient at kicking doors down.
That's a 22 to kick that door in.
You kick that door in. Please roll damage. Let's see. What kind of damage for a door? We'll say it does 2d6.
The door does 2d6 to me?
No, not to you.
Oh, I do 2d6 to the door.
You do 2d6. No, not to the door. Just roll the 2d6.
That's a 7 on the 2d6.
That's a 7 on the 2d6. Okay. All right, you roll a 7 on the 2d6. You smash the door in. You see two just flabbergasted looking skeletons looking at you, holding each other. They're,
no.
They're like lying in a coffin together. And they say, hey, we are just trying to spend our eternal afterlife in here.
I turn the brightest shade of orange. My cheeks are on fire. And I say, oh my, I am so sorry. I just I pick up whatever's left of the door and try and put it back. I am so, excuse me, I cannot. Oh, and I'm just backing out.
Okay, so you do your best to sort of like prop it up. It's not like the best fix, but you kind of have it like propped up. Like it's not great, and honestly, like the sounds are like kind of coming through now, so there's like a little less privacy. But like, you're like, wow, some people.
Like, damn it, Pingu, this is why you're not supposed to break down doors. Oh. It's just so tempting when there's monsters to fight.
But then, not too long after, you hear that clickety-clack noise going again. So I guess they're not too disturbed.
I will move on. I will leave that door the way that it was.
Okay.
And move on to the next door in a clockwise manner.
In a clock. Okay, so that's
the forward left door.
Yeah, okay. I got you. All right, so let's see. That's going to be how do you approach this door?
A little more like timidly. Like I'm ready to break it down if I need to. But maybe I'll knock first this time.
Okay, you'll knock first. You knock and you don't really get like a reply or anything. Like it sounds quiet. And it doesn't sound like there's anything like going on the other side.
Oh, I will try to open it again respectfully.
So inside you find like a skeleton in there. This one does not seem to be animated. It's surrounded by hard candies. They're in wax paper wrappers. And it seems to have a parchment closed with a wax seal clutched in its hand.
I will attempt to retrieve that parchment.
Okay, when you grab the parchment, you just kind of pull it through its fingers. I imagine you open it up and take a look inside.
Yeah.
on the parchment is the long-lost recipe for Professor Fizzwidget's famous tart and tangy candies.
I will pocket that. I will grab one piece of candy, and I will. And I've explored the rest of the room. I mean, is there any reason that I'd need to stay in here?
In the tomb, not especially. Yeah. The only other thing is like an inscription that says, "Here lies Professor Fizzwidget, inventor of sweet candy treats for all of Harmony."
Well, I will keep the recipe because I may find someone who wants to make make some candy, and I will take a candy for myself as well, because why not? I deserve it.
Oh, why not? A little treat. You know, you've had a near-death experience. You know, you gotta live every life to its fullest.
That's right. And then I'll just back out and head to the next door, the far one on the right.
Okay, the far one on the right. Okay. There is a little bit of a sound. It's kind of a sloshing sound in this one.
Well, I'll sit and think to myself, and just to myself quietly, but out loud, I'll say, I really want to break this door in, but I better not. And I will knock.
Okay, you knock, and it's sort of answered by a sloshing sound.
I will open the door slowly.
Okay, so you open the door slowly, and hovering in the middle of the tunnel is an assortment of trinkets, equipment, and bones. An odd shimmering surface reveals a gelatinous form filling the passageway wall to wall.
Oh, it is not the day, Mr. Slime. I don't suppose you've got the power gem that you'd just be willing to give me, or the peach gem that you'd just be willing to give me at this point.
You do see what looks kind of like a gemstone amongst the trinkets that it's got.
Oh. I'll draw my sword. Well, I guess it's a bad day to be a slime. And I will...
You going for it?
I'm going for it. I'm going in.
All right, roll that initiative.
20. Man, my initiative rolls are not so great.
Okay, so the cube goes first. Okay, so it sort of gives you like a half-hearted swipe with one of its little pseudopods. Like, it seems like it kind of goes for it, but then it just doesn't. Like, it doesn't even. Like, it just... And it's also weird, because you've heard these things are supposed to be transparent, but this is not transparent. Like, you shouldn't have noticed this was here. It's your move.
And I have no like inkling or any idea of why that might be.
Well, let's see. Have you had any instances where you've dealt with a gelatinous cube before? If you wanna tell me a grand story time about how you dealt with something.
I probably would have seen one in fights. I'm sure I've regularly attended, monster fights.
Okay.
At the Coliseum, but I have not fought one on my own. I've actually for as much bravado as I have, I'm fairly inexperienced with actual fighting.
Actual like monster fighting?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me
I'm a bit of like a hometown hero, but with very little experience to actually back it up.
I feel like it's one of those cases of like where you've like probably thrown people who are being rowdy out, and like in a city of like other nerds, like you can hold your own and you can kind of throw your weight around, but you don't really go out and fight monsters a whole ton, but you're excited about it. Like
Right.
you've always wanted to. That's the vibe I get.
Yep.
Okay. Give me we'll do animal handling. I'll do animal handling.
Animal
you want to give
handling.
me an animal
right.
handling check. I'll give you advantage since you have kind of like seen like slimy type stuff before.
That is a 20 on the animal handling.
All right, so you're getting like the vibe that like it shouldn't be this way, and the way it sort of like tried to punch at you but like was kind of weakened, it gives you kind of sick animal vibes. Like something about it is making it sick.
I'm gonna maybe try. I don't know if I can communicate with a gelatinous cube, but I'm gonna make that attempt.
Okay.
I don't want to fight anything sick. That's not a test of strength. That's not something I want to be a part of. So they'll just say, "Hey, you all right in there, cube? I don't want to fight you.
Sort of.
I just need some of that stuff."
It sort of sloshes at you, and you see it sort of put up. It looks like the little pseudopods, like they come up for like the fisticuffs gesture, but then they sort of like weakly limp down.
Is that gem somewhere that I can see it in it? Like, can I just grab at the gem?
It seems like it's kind of in the back. Like you do kind of see it, but like if you were to reach in, like your whole body would have to go in there.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I know well enough not to get in there. Well, I guess I'll
And also, since you know a little bit about gelatinous cubes from like sort of your animal handling and your check, you know that generally they're transparent. So that's one of their traits that you know. And let's see, what else do they do? I guess that's the main trait you kind of know.
Man, I really don't want to fight this thick cube. But I guess if I have to, I will. I'll back out of the room.
All right.
And maybe head back a little bit. Is it following me as I kind of like back away?
It's not following you, and you actually see a little tendril like grab at the door handle and shut the door.
All right. I'm going to walk back over. I'm going to go check the fourth room out really quick.
Right,
the last room.
Fourth room is where is okay, so you like open the door? Do you do anything special?
Do I hear anything?
You're not hearing anything.
I was really stoked for this adventure, and it's been really weird so far. I opened the door up. No kicking in this time. I'm just looking around now.
So inside you see a sarcophagus, and the sarcophagus is labeled, "Here lies the first librarian of the Great Library of Harmony." And inside the sarcophagus, there's a robed skeleton of the librarian who lies in repose, and they're holding like a parchment to their chest.
I will take that parchment.
Okay. You started reading it, you started looking at it. And it says it's a scroll of protection from abjurations or aberrations.
Protection from abjuration.
Abjurations.
All right, I'll bring that with me. I don't know if that'll help me against a slime.
I don't know either. Or what is an aberration? I almost would think slimes are, but aberration. D&D.
Oh, it's aberration.
Aberration. So they're like creatures that are unnatural and had no place in the natural order of the material plane. Interesting.
Interesting. I'm going to go back to my skeleton friends and just this time politely knock on the door that I can kind of see through.
Okay.
Because it's not on
you
its
politely
hinges.
knock and you hear the clicking stop. Yeah, what do you want?
Hey, fellas, it's me again. Hey, sorry about earlier. That was weird. Just curious, do you know what's up with that slime on the other side of you know what's going on with that thing over there, maybe?
I don't know. It sort of like slid into that tomb over there like years ago, and it's just kind of been there. It looked fine like when it, I guess, first got here or whatever, but it I don't know if it picked the wrong tomb or something or what, but it like as soon as it went in there, it really didn't come back out, and it's just kind of been in there for the last 15 years.
Wow, 15 years, huh?
Yeah.
That's a long time. Hey, I don't suppose that I could borrow like one of you just for a few minutes, and maybe there's just this thing in that slime over there that I need to get, and maybe I could just, you could reach into that slime over there and get it for me.
And get digested?
No, I'll pull you out. I mean, yeah.
What's your game plan even here? Why are you here? What's going on?
I just look. All right, it's been a weird day. I came here to fight some monsters. I found some slime. It kind of. I mean, I beat it. I don't know if it was like fair and square necessarily, but I did. It's dead now. And then I thought I was gonna fight you guys, and you're just.
We're just trying to make out, man.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. But look, hey, I don't know. I need to get this peach gem.
So
that I'm pretty sure is inside of that slime.
After a little bit, you kind of hear like a gruff voice just kind of be like, man, let's hear him out, you know? You and me back in the day, we used to be warriors. Now we just kind of sit here, you know? Wouldn't it be kind of nice to go on like another adventure? I mean, I know we're dead, but like, think about it. And good, and like the skeletons are kind of looking at each other, and you know that if they had eyelids and eyebrows, that maybe they'd be fluttering them back and forth. You get that vibe.
I'm really preoccupied wondering how skeletons make out without a tongue or lips. I'm really confused by it, but I would never ask. A gentleman would never ask.
And the other one's like, I get, yeah, I mean, I guess it could spice things up. It's been, I don't know, 200 years, I guess. Yeah, okay. It's like, and then the other one's like, don't you miss the old days back when we were, back when we'd be covered in blood, fighting monster after monster, And kind of,
now I'm just impressed.
Kind of miss seeing that side of you, I kind of miss it.
I'd love to hear some stories about you guys fighting and the blood. That sounds rad.
I mean, yeah, I guess we could tell you about it. What do you need here? And they sort of move the door, and you finally sort of catch a hint of the inscription that's on their sarcophagus, and it says, 2 warriors, so great was their love, they were buried together.
Very sweet. Well, hey guys, I really appreciate it. I just, I figure I don't really want to fight this weird sick slime that's over there. I'd like to just if it's been here for 15 years, maybe we just leave it alone. But I do need that peach gem.
Okay. All right.
So what do you say? One last heist?
You know what? All right. I do one last heist. It's been a while. This could, it's different. I like it.
What are your names?
The name is Griselda and I'm Susan.
I like you, Susan. Let's go. Let's go do this. So the game plan is I'd like to use if I need to use both of them, maybe have one of them grab one by the ankles and have them kind of dive in and grab that gem real quick, and any other trinkets that may be in there that look like they might be worth grabbing, and then yoink them out before they.
So you're sort of detailing the plan, getting the heist together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
They're down. They're like, we used to fight monsters, loot. I got you. I kind of miss those days. Yeah, sure. We'll grab.
And
stuff.
if worse comes to worse, we can fight it. But who wants to fight a sick cube?
Right.
Right.
I got you. So.
All right.
You set up your plan, and everything is going well. They've agreed to dive in, and they do. One dives in, grabs, sort of swims out into the cube, grabs hold of the gem. The other dives in after, grabs the ankles of the other one. But here's the moment. You need to bring him home. You got to bring him back.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Give me a strength check of some kind. It could be athletics.
That is a nat 20 for a 25.
Okay, a nat 20. So you pull so hard, just so hard that it just it yoinks them out immediately, and you hear this kind of slurp noise, and it almost creates a weird I want to say vacuum kind of deal. And the stuff the slime has eaten, they didn't have, your pull was so strong that they didn't have time to loot anything, but your pull was so strong it created that vacuum that just sort of causes everything to start jumping out. I guess it's the opposite of a vacuum. But it starts
so it
spewing
sucks out
stuff.
The stuff.
Yeah,
too.
it sucks out the stuff. I guess that's essentially what I'm saying, is that you pull so hard, it sort of creates this weird physics thing where everything else comes with them. And the slime ain't too happy about it, but it's kind of done. It just kind of closes the door. After all that, it just closes the door. It looks like it's got no facial expression, but you get the impression it's just weary. It's tired. It wants to rest up.
Yeah, we'll let it. We'll let that weird old slime do its thing.
But it does seem like the color of it shifts once it's got the gem not inside of it anymore. And it does have a more transparent hue.
More like what I would expect with
more like what you'd
expect.
Yeah. So it seems like that was making it sick, probably. What you find on the ground is a +1 greatsword.
Ooh.
A potion of healing. A ring of protection. 2 metal gambling dice. The peach gem. And a brass bell.
Brass bell. And a +1 greatsword. I like it. Well, Susan, Griselda, I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Shake their hands with my feet.
They shake yours. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that a lot. That was. It takes me back.
Well, I'm glad that we could have this adventure together. I will.
Yeah, that was great.
I don't have time to rebuild your door right now, but I promise I'll come back. I'll rebuild it for you. I again, I'm very embarrassed.
Yeah, I'm honestly glad that this worked out in this way. This has been very good. Yeah, as long as you come back and fix our door, you know, I think we're even. We're fine. And
all right.
I guess we'll tell you about, I don't know, I'd offer you tea or something, but we don't have any tea.
I'll bring some tea for myself. I don't assume you drink any.
No, not really. But yeah,
but
bring
I'd love
some
to hear
tea.
your stories.
Come by. We'll tell you some tales. We'll weave you a yarn. You know. Yeah, we'll tell you about the good old days.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear about it. Thank you all. And I'll grab up my loot and head out.
All right. You head out. You've got your loot. You are heading back to town. You pass through the gate on your way out. And you hear the static. And you know, everything stops as it did before, as it has twice. And he's hovering there.
Nathan, what the hell happened to me earlier?
You were going to die.
Well, as a warrior, as a fighter, I expect to die someday. What happened? What did you do to me?
I prevented you from dying. It's quite simple. He kind of looks away and he's like, look, if you died, I wouldn't get my gem. But there's kind of a weirdness in the way he looks away. Do an insight check.
Yeah, something.
I'll give you a advantage on this insight check.
I can't get to break on the insight check. That's insight is so 12.
Did you get advantage? Oh, you said it's 12. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled twice.
Okay. You don't totally get it, but something about it's giving you kind of weird. There's a word on the tip of your tongue. It's kind of tsundere vibes.
Interesting. Well, Nathan, I did promise to give you this gem.
You did promise to give me that gem? And he holds out a hand.
I am a nerd of my word.
He kind of laughs. A nerd of your word, And he seems to kind of get his composure back. I'll take it.
I will reach out with an empty hand and grab his hand and say, "Look."
Oh, I wouldn't do that and you have sort of an existential experience.
Another one?
Yeah, for a fraction of a second until he pulls away, you see your own character sheet.
Wow.
And you see where your hit points had been scribbled out and replaced.
Interesting. You couldn't have given me more, huh?
I gave
I'll
you
back
3
away.
extras.
3 extras. All right. I'll take 3 extras.
I figured
I'll
while
back
I was
away.
changing things, I may as well.
All right, Nathan. Look, I don't know that I could do anything to you, but I swear on on my honor, if there is malicious intent to be done with this peach gem, or if your end of this bargain doesn't hold true and we're not able to bring color back,
I'm
I
good
will
on my
find you,
word.
and
It
I
will
will
not be the gemstone that will keep you from bringing color back.
What does
That
that
will not
mean?
be a failure on my part.
All right. And I'll hand him the gemstone as agreed.
He takes it. After all, you have one adventure left, don't you, Pingu? And he takes the gemstone and he hands you back one that looks exactly like it. It feels different, but it looks exactly like it. But it only feels different because you know the difference because you've held the original.
All right.
Pleasure doing
Well,
business with you.
I honestly hope I never see you again.
Goodbye. And then he fizzles out.
I will make my way back to the Critical Strike Combat School.
Alrighty. Okay. You make your way back, and Mr. Honeycutt is waiting for you. And he looks relieved. I'm so glad you're back. I'd heard that place was dangerous, and I feel like it's been a little while, and I started to get worried, honestly.
Honestly, Mr. Honeycutt, it's been a weird day. I'll hand him the gem. I'll say, do you know anyone named Nathan?
Nathan, what did he do? What do you know about him?
Not much, honestly.
I've had other adventurers retrieve gems, and every single one has told me, well, no, I feel like there was one who didn't see Nathan, actually. I'm trying to remember which one. I can't quite remember which one, but every other one has seen this mysterious figure who seems very interested in the gems, and I wonder if the disappearance of color is if he's responsible. You understand? I can't help but think that the two are connected, but there do seem to be other machinations at play, so I'm a bit perplexed.
Well, all I know is that he certainly didn't seem to have much care for this world. But I do believe that this gem will help bring back color and harmony to harmony.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your service, and you're so capable. If you'd like to join the Lorekeeper Society, then we would gladly have you.
Well, as long as it involves fighting monsters, I'm always in.
Oh, I'm sure.
Let me ask you one more question. Do you know of someone named Greystone?
Greystone. That name also keeps coming up in our intel. So as much as Nathan seems to be cropping up lately, so does Greystone. We think he's involved somehow, but we're not sure what it is he's doing.
I believe he's the one who sent those goons after me earlier.
Is that who sent the goons after you?
Yes, I'll tell you what. I'd be happy to join Mr. Honeycutt as long as I can get a shot at this Greystone if the opportunity ever presents itself.
I will certainly call upon you when this all comes to a head. Thank you so much for your service. And with that, unless you have anything else, that completes your session.
That's it. I'm good.
Hell yeah. Okay. I think in a moment everybody's gonna pile in here. I'm gonna bio really quick. If y'all could entertain chat while I bio really quick, I would highly appreciate it.
Sounds good.
Hell yeah. All right, I'll be back.